If I was given another opportunity to go back to my 20s, these are the things that I would have done. Especially when I have to go to school, I would start so strong, and when I'm about to finish, the energy would just drop and I would probably just give up. So this is something I have never actually talked about, and discussing about it today, I don't know, it's like I'm poking on something that I actually didn't really see it as a big deal. The first thing is, I wish I had stopped procrastinating. I wish I wasn't procrastinating. I can't say that I was lazy because I didn't know any better. I grew up in a family where everybody kind of figured out things on their own. My dad was always on the move. It wasn't always around. The little time that he used to spend with us, it felt like I literally had to force my way into being in his life. It wasn't like he doesn't love me, but because his focus was majorly based on the fact that he had to provide for his family, and so he wasn't emotionally there. While my mom she didn't know any better. So some of these things I wish she had been more involved, but I really cannot blame her, honestly. I can't blame any of these people. They were trying so hard to put food on the table and be better parents for us. This generation of parents were not taught in that manner. So I wasn't lazy, and I wish I had not procrastinated. In the past, in my 20s, I had opportunities to be a better person, and I took up on it, even though I wish there were some things I had done. Now, when I was in school, I pushed myself so hard to come out in flying colors, but there was something about growing up, especially when I have to go to school. I would start so strong, and when I'm about to finish, the energy would just drop and I would probably just give up. So it was one of the things I battled with growing up as a young lady in my 20s. I used to procrastinate a lot. When they give us assignments in school or in class, I would say, oh, I'm going to do it at this point, and until the very deadline, I will now be running helter-skelter to figure things out. At the end of the day, sometimes I just give up because I feel like I cannot even meet up with the deadline. I also wished that I had a mentor, and I had people that I was looking up to. Yes, I have siblings. I have an older sister. She's way older than me, and she obviously had a family she was taking care of. I also have a younger sister, so I practically had to look at other people to behave. I had to look at how other people are doing some things before I was able to make some decisions in my life, and I wish that I didn't have to go through that. I wish I had somebody that was there for me, that would have put me through and guided me in making some decisions about life. My elder sister was particularly very much, she was like a guardian to me, but in terms of the emotional part of the situation of my life, I was just really messed up, honestly, and I wish that I had help. I wish I had help. I wish that I had made some decisions. My second point is prioritizing mental health. In my 20s, I didn't know anything about anything called mental health. I was somebody that just used to figure things out by myself and ensure that things are done a certain manageable way. Now, mental health for me was something that I really dealt with. I didn't know that I was going through it. I wasn't aware that I was going through some sort of trauma. The trauma being the fact that when I lost my dad at the age of 14, I did not cry. I didn't cry not because I didn't want to cry. I was particularly close to my dad. Like I said, I used to be somebody that is very clingy, and I was particularly clingy to my dad, especially anytime that is at home, maybe once in 1 month or thereabouts. I would make sure that I am all over him, all over, trying to like strike conversations at that very young age. So at that point, I really, when he passed on, he died in my arms. He died. Oh my God, this is becoming too emotional for me. He died in my arms, and I had just recently celebrated my 14th birthday, and when he fell ill, I was there all through. I had to stop going to school to be with him. Eventually, when he passed on, I could not cry. The night before he passed on, I was there with him at the hospital, and we had and we had conversation. When he passed on, I didn't cry. During his burial ceremony, I didn't cry. I didn't cry at all. I kind of bottled up a lot of things, and that really messed me up as a young adult. I didn't know how to express myself. I didn't know how to express how I feel. I didn't know how to express myself. I'd rather just keep quiet and internalize everything. And I didn't know that I was dealing with trauma, or I didn't know I was dealing with a lot of things at that point in time. I just felt like big girls don't cry. So I would not cry, and I would just move on from things with like it never happened. My love language is words of affirmation. Because I'm very clingy, I wish that I was surrounded by people that would help me. I wish I had a mentor. I think that's the bottom line of this video. I wish I had been in that situation where I had somebody that would... Guys, I'm sorry, I didn't mean... I miss my dad. I was a daddy's girl, and growing up, I didn't have the opportunity to... Oh my goodness, why did I make this video? I wish I had embraced... Well, I actually did embrace my failure. I didn't allow failures to determine who I am, because I failed multiple times, especially in my academics. I failed a lot, and failure is something that a lot of us always shy away from it. We shy away from being a failure several times. I failed in my university. It took me 14 years to get a BSc, and as I speak with you, I still do not have my certificate. Not because of the fact that I was dumb, but because life probably just happened. And it also doesn't mean that I did not try. I tried several times. I tried multiple times. I tried and I tried and I tried. It's also part of the reasons why I said I wish that I had somebody. Don't get me wrong, I have people, I have family members, but your brother, your sister, your niece, your uncle may not they won't be able to do as much as what your parents are supposed to do for you. And it takes away from the fact that I wish that I had that proper parental guardian. And it's one of the things that I wish I did have, but I didn't have it. But it still did not stop me from becoming a better person. I went to a college of education at first. I went to the university to study psychology at Distance Learning University of Ibadan. And when I saw that that wasn't working, I decided to pursue a course here in Canada, studying supply chain and logistics here in New Brunswick. And by the way, guys, I graduated last week Friday. I know it feels really good, because for the first time I am finishing and completing something apart from what I did at ADME College of Education. I feel like most of the time I just do stuff and I don't finish it, but this one for me is a really big win for me, because I have come a long way, and a lot of people do not know this about me, and I never allowed this failure to determine my person. As a career-driven person, even though I did not have my BSc certificate at that time, I started working at the age of 16. I started first as a nanny, and I was earning 3,000 naira per month at that point, before I now graduated to doing sales and doing all sorts of things. I worked in the renewable energy sector back in Nigeria, and I did this for like 8 years. And every time I get interviewed by all those big top companies in the renewable energy sector, and they ask me, what do you have to offer? I set myself, I end up getting the job amongst every other person, not because of anything. I just feel like I do not allow my failure to determine my person. I did not allow your failure to determine who you would be or who you are, because now we'll give a fuck up, right? And it's something that I really wish that a lot of people had embraced. And because I know it's not everybody that would go to school, it's not everybody that would graduate from school. For me, I didn't allow it to break me, even though I kept trying and it just never worked. But I'm still here, focusing on other things and other areas in my life, and I'm not still going to give up. So I don't think it's something you should do. I don't want you to give up on yourself. Do not give up on yourself. Failure doesn't mean that that's the end of the world. You can pick up yourself and just keep doing it. The fourth thing I wish I had known in my 20s is building relationships. I sucked at this. I still suck at building relationship with people. I try so much to call people, be there for people, ensure that my friends are good, but maintaining that relationship, if we do not have like a common ground, or if the energy is not the same, I do not go for it. It's not something, as much as possible. Sometimes people say that it's a pick me kind of behavior, because I always reach out to people and check up on them. I'm constantly trying to become a better version of myself. So I try as much as possible to reach out to people when I feel like I probably miss them, or I just want to ask and follow up with them. And this is something that I wish I had done very well in my 20s. But keeping relationships with people, I try my best, but I wish I had increased my circle. Although having a small circle is actually very good, but it wasn't like a fantastic idea. I'm still very much of a reserved person. Sometimes I just chicken out. I have so many things I want to do in my head. For example, if you're my friend and you call me and you're like, hey, what's up? I'm stranded, or I'm in this kind of situation. In my head, I know that, oh, my friend needs me and I need to be there. Or she's asking me to go on a date with her or something. I would want to go, and the next minute I just chicken out. It's not something that is deliberate. I just start overthinking everything. First of all, because my mom didn't train us to be people that will relate with people. I still have people that I reach out to, I talk to, but I wish that I had been much more intentional in my 20s, that building relationships with people is one of the reasons why I'm also still very much introverted. But when I'm in the midst of people that I kind of really trust, I am an extrovert. You would find me playing and jumping and doing all sorts of things because I'm comfortable with this person. And if I'm not comfortable with the person, I would just be quiet. But building relationships with people, I feel like is something I wish I had done in my 20s. And right now, I just want to encourage you as a young adult in your 20s. Relationship goes a long way. And there's this adage that says, personally, I feel like in my 30s, I'm a lot more intentional about the kind of friends I have and about the kind of friends that I keep. I reach out to my friends more now, even though I used to do it before. I think right now I'm doing it much more because I know that I want to be a better person. And I know to an extent that I'm an inspiration to some people. But then again, I still have a lot of my flaws, and these are the things that I wish I had done better in my 20s. The next thing that I'm going to be talking about is financial literacy. My financial freedom. Guys, it took me 29 years of my life before I was able to save 1 million naira. And I'm saying this because I am somebody that is career driven. I work so hard, but I wasn't working smart. People in their 20s now, they are working smart because they are more inclined to social media, and you have more opportunities to make decisions right now, and the kind of information that you have will help you or is helping you make better decisions right now. But what I'm going to say is this: I wish I had worked smarter in my 20s rather than working hard. I worked so hard, but then it took me 29 years. It took me, in fact, I remember writing it in one of my journals, October 23rd, 2021, I think. Yes, 2021 was when I officially saved 1 million naira. As much as this sounds somehow, for me it was a great feat. It was from my hard-earned money. It was something that I was very proud of. I started working corporate jobs and I was earning about 20,000 in 2015 as a marketing executive with one of the renewable energy companies in Ibadan. And honestly speaking, when I started working, my salary was increased, and then I changed jobs. When I get to this threshold of 500,000, something will just happen. From me relocating out of Ibadan to move to Abuja, I had to finance this myself. Moving from Abuja to Lagos, I also had to finance this myself. If I were to go back to my 20s, I would have made more budgets. I would have saved more. It wasn't even about me saving more. It was about me doing other things apart from being a corporate person. I wish I had learned a skill or something that would have made me more money, but I didn't learn any form of skills whatsoever. I was just head on being a better person, working hard, taking courses. And another thing I really wish I had done is, I think it's also part of procrastination. I would take on courses on Coursera. I remember in the year 2019, was it 2018, when I took this course on Coursera. It was machine learning, and I never completed that course. I wish I had completed it. Maybe I would have I wish I had completed that course. I would be balling right now. Maybe right now I would have had like 5 years experience as a machine learning AI professional. And I still have courses on those online platforms that I still have not even completed. I am terrible at these things, and I'm really, really working hard to becoming a better person and making better financial decisions. Investing in other things. Investment is also something that I wish I had done in my 20s, but I would still not say that I wish I had done it, because I wasn't privy to most of this information, so I didn't know much. And of course, the kind of circle I also had, I don't know how to put it, but honestly speaking, in conclusion, 20s, when you're in your 20s, you want to explore so many things. You're not probably focusing on what you're supposed to focus on. And I wish that I had done these things in my 20s. Right now, I would have become a better person, but it's not too late for me to start all over, which is what I did when I clocked 30. I made that decision to start all over and have goals and aspirations and work towards it and make sure that I achieve those goals unfadingly without making excuses. And if you are in your 20s, I really want you to be a better person. I want you to learn from my own experience, and maybe this is going to resonate with you. I want you to be a better person, and I want you to make better decisions, so that in your 30s you would use your 30s to do other meaningful things. Even though I am still discovering myself right now and I'm talking about it, starting this channel is something that has helped me to express myself more, because I bottle things a lot more and I'm quite reserved and quiet sometimes. Sometimes I'm all over the place, but I am really trying to work on myself and become a better person. So I hope you would be able to reflect on these points that I have made, even though it talks more about me than about you as an individual. But I want you to pick one or two things from this video, and I really want you to learn from it so that you would become a better version of yourself. Thank you so much for watching this video. If this video helped you in any way whatsoever, I would really want to hear from you. I want you to drop your comments in the comment section, and I would love to hear from you. I'm going to see you again next time and next station. Bye.